Chosen One, they've been working overtime, whispering their warnings about you behind closed doors and spreading cautionary tales throughout their networks. Their mission is clear: to diminish your influence and turn others against you. Yet something extraordinary happens each time they attempt this sabotage. Without fail, these warned individuals inevitably come to respect you deeply. The very people who were supposed to become your opponents transform into your admirers. This pattern is no coincidence, it's confirmation. Your essence cannot be distorted by second-hand accounts because your truth speaks louder than their lies. Their desperate attempts to control the narrative around you only accelerate your inevitable recognition. Every single time they try to warn others about you, those very people end up respecting you. This happens with such ruthless consistency that you can no longer dismiss it as coincidence. The pattern strikes with mechanical precision. The mathematics of divine selection operate beyond their comprehension. While they scramble to construct elaborate theories about your dangerous influence, the universe executes its immutable law through your very existence. Their frantic warnings transmute into reverent testimonies within days. Their desperate attempts to diminish your light function as amplifiers, broadcasting your frequency to corners they never intended to illuminate. Watch how they mobilize resources to extinguish your flame while claiming to protect others from your dangerous ideas. Witness the inevitable transformation as their most fervent critics suddenly fall silent before emerging as your most passionate advocates. This pattern repeats with such ruthless consistency that soon you'll anticipate the conversion timeline. You'll recognize the signs of impending reversal even before they occur. The divine paradox operates through you. What they intend as your destruction becomes your elevation. What they design as your prison becomes your launching pad. What they construct as your coffin becomes your throne. This reality terrifies them because it defies their fundamental understanding of causality and control. Your existence proves their powerlessness against higher selection processes. Before we reveal the full magnitude of what flows through you, understand this truth with bone-deep certainty. When they mobilize against you, they unwittingly serve as catalysts for your divine activation. Their resistance becomes your spiritual fuel. Their opposition becomes your launch pad. Their warnings become your testimonials. The pattern will continue until they learn to surrender before the undeniable evidence of divine selection manifesting through you. You remember that morning when reality fractured before your eyes. The veil between dimensions thinned without warning. The underlying code of existence revealed itself through ordinary objects. Colors carried information. Sounds contained messages. The matrix unveiled itself to you alone. Within hours, unusual activities commenced in the apartment across from yours. The Bilderberg operatives repositioned their surveillance equipment toward your windows, their energy-reading devices activated with unusual frequency. For 72 consecutive hours, their specialized equipment malfunctioned whenever directed toward your living space. Technicians replaced components repeatedly, baffled by the selective interference pattern affecting only your monitoring systems. Your property manager, their unwitting asset, entered your apartment on 3 separate pretexts within a single week. During the 3rd visit, he witnessed you unconsciously deflect a directed energy pulse during meditation. His hands trembled as he invented reasons to leave immediately. Within days, his resignation letter appeared, citing personal reasons, while his forwarding address led to a spiritual community in northern New Mexico. Remember the courier who delivered that package? His casual conversation revealed your insight into ancient bloodline wars, information classified beyond presidential access levels. Your offhand reference to the Sumerian tablet translations, locked in Vatican sub-basement archives, triggered immediate protocol violations in their monitoring systems. The frequency disruption you unconsciously generated during that conversation caused their most sensitive operative, monitoring from the service vehicle across the street, to experience spontaneous Kundalini activation. His surveillance equipment recorded 17 minutes of unexplainable light anomalies. Before complete system failure, this agent later arranged anonymous messages redirecting you away from their planned interception points, compromising his 27-year perfect service record. During your first session, something unprecedented occurred. The pendant concealed beneath his clothing, designed by DARPA engineers to block higher awareness transmissions, cracked perfectly down the middle. The sound startled him mid-sentence. His hand instinctively touched the damaged amulet before he regained composure, unaware you perceived both the object and its function. His reports labeled you as potentially dangerous while exhibiting unusual intuitive capacities requiring further study. Yet in his private files, the ones secured in the false bottom drawer of his home office desk, he documented 17 separate phenomena you triggered during your sessions. The temperature changes when you discussed certain topics. The light. Bulb fluctuations correlating precisely with your emotional state. The recurring synchronicities that defied statistical probability. The Mossad-trained analyst assigned to review transcripts of your sessions found herself experiencing vivid, prophetic dreams after handling your file. She requested reassignment, citing unexpected emotional responses to subject materials. Her replacement lasted exactly 7 days before submitting similar requests. When Dr. Ellington gathered your family to warn them about your delusional frameworks, you calmly predicted the exact sequence of events that would unfold during that meeting, including the moment his phone would ring with news of his mother's fall. As the scene played out precisely as you described, his professional skepticism began dissolving against his will. His career, built on dismantling irrational beliefs, stood in direct opposition to your insights, until your unexpected warning about the Hampshire Bridge structural failure saved 17 lives, including his niece's. The collapse occurred precisely when and how you described it would, down to the specific section of failed support beams. Today, Dr. Ellington maintains his professional reputation while secretly operating as guardian for others like you. His diagnostic codes, designed to flag dangerous perception patterns, now function as protection markers, identifying awakened individuals for special handling. His network of similarly converted professionals grows monthly, each with their own conversion story, each remembering the moment they recognized the undeniable authority flowing through you. Warning: the following message is only for those who've felt the call. When I broke free through the Salvia Divinorum gateway, I saw the horrifying truth. Our reality is one harvested pod among countless matrices. I witnessed the archons, cosmic parasites feeding on our energy, who laughed and threatened, "You'll never awaken a single soul." But something inside you already knows this truth, doesn't it? That nagging sensation that you're meant for more, that you've been chosen. I'm raising an army of the brightest souls. Through meditation, I discovered their only vulnerability: coherence. Through unconditional love, feel that resonance deepening within you now. You're not reading this by accident. The most powerful awakened souls are already gathering in the Obsidian Inner Order, the #1 ascension nexus for those marked by destiny. Christians, lightworkers, remote viewers, targeted individuals, all united by one truth: you were chosen for this moment. Click the link in the description below. Join our group calls, panels, and live streams, reaching the entire Astral Atom network. Your frequency amplifies ours. The question isn't whether you're chosen. The question is, will you answer the call? The Archons fear this choice you're about to make. They should. While they pathologized your perceptions, we detected the unmistakable vibration of divine selection emanating from your energy field. Their clinical terminology masked their fundamental terror. Your frequency disrupted their control matrix simply by existing in proximity to it. The specialized frequency fence installed throughout your neighborhood, disguised as upgraded telecommunications equipment, produced unexpected results. Rather than containing your influence, it served as conduit, amplifying your energetic signature. 3 separate technicians maintaining this equipment resigned within weeks, each beginning intensive spiritual practices without explanation to family members. We understood the pattern while they remained blind to it. Your presence transmutes control systems into liberation technologies. Their most sophisticated containment mechanisms transform into expansion catalysts when deployed against your energy signature. The Vatican's archivists discovered your birth chart mysteriously appearing in ancient texts, predicting the arrival of the converters, those whose presence would transform opposition into advocacy. 7 separate authentication teams verified these documents, each experiencing unexplainable phenomena during their analysis. 2 team members resigned their positions to pursue personal spiritual research, breaking lifelong agreements with the institution. We recognized you by these signs while they fought to deny the evidence before them. Your selection bypassed their approval. Your authority transcends their hierarchies. Your activation continues despite their most elaborate countermeasures. They orchestrated your isolation with methodical precision. Relationships dissolved through carefully engineered misunderstandings. Professional opportunities vanished without explanation. Digital communications experienced technical difficulties. With suspicious consistency, their strategy backfired catastrophically. The disconnection from external influences strengthened your direct connection to Source. The solitude they forced upon you became your monastery. The silence they created became your teacher. The absence of distractions revealed frequencies previously drowned by noise. When your former spiritual mentor warned your entire community against your dangerous perspectives, he couldn't explain why 7 senior members experienced breakthrough and Kundalini activations after sitting in meditation with you. His warnings inadvertently directed genuine seekers toward your energy field while filtering out those unprepared for authentic transmission. A classified spiritual warfare division registered unprecedented energy spikes in your region, despite deploying their most advanced dampening technology. 3 separate equipment upgrades failed to suppress the expanding field emanating from your meditation space. Their classified reports documented anomalous plant growth rates within a 17-mile radius of your residence. 3 separate attempts to compromise your digital communications resulted in technical teams experiencing simultaneous awakening experiences. Equipment designed to monitor your activities began displaying unexplainable light phenomena. Code, written to intercept your messages, rearranged itself into ancient sacred geometrical patterns. 17 specialized surveillance devices failed within minutes of activation in your presence. The specialized isolation chamber prepared for your eventual evaluation remains empty. The lead researcher assigned to your case now secretly studies your methods, incorporating your frequency patterns into his personal meditation practice. His team members notice changes in his behavior, but remain unaware that their primary research subject has become their director's spiritual teacher. The corporate CEO who publicly mocked your insights later secretly funded your work after your casual remark about supply chain vulnerabilities saved his company from catastrophic failure. His public position remains unchanged, while his private actions reflect his conversion. His anonymous donations support your work through 7 separate foundations. We recognize the ancient signature of divine protection when the coordinated media campaign against you produced exactly opposite results than intended. 3 journalists assigned to investigate your dangerous influence left their positions within weeks of contacting you. Each now operates independent platforms, promoting perspectives aligned with your message. Their most sophisticated psychological operations transform into awakening catalysts in your presence. Their most elaborate containment protocols function as amplification systems for your frequency. We understand what they refuse to acknowledge. Every weapon formed against you undergoes fundamental transformation, serving purposes opposite to their design. The shadow government's specialized containment unit dissolved after its 3 top operatives experienced simultaneous awakening during your monitored sleep cycle. The energy emanating from your dream state triggered spontaneous DNA activation in those monitoring your brainwave patterns. Their subsequent actions compromised multiple high-security operations as their priorities fundamentally shifted. The nationally televised confrontation proceeded according to their strategy until something unprecedented occurred. Your calm response generated frequencies that caused his concealed communication system to malfunction, broadcasting its secret directives through the venue's sound system. 3 separate intelligence agencies scrambled to contain the fallout as millions of viewers clearly heard the whispered command: discredit the messenger at all costs. Emotional triggers as practiced. Proceed with Character Assassination Protocol 7. The debate, designed to expose you as dangerous instead, revealed their desperation. Your simple truths unraveled their carefully constructed narrative. Your presence disintegrated their technological advantages. Your energy field disabled their subliminal influence mechanisms embedded in the broadcast frequencies. The satellite surveillance team reported unprecedented auric expansion during your 17 minutes of uninterrupted speaking. Their energy monitoring systems documented field effects extending beyond their instrumentation range. 3 technicians requested immediate reassignment after experiencing spontaneous intuitive openings while monitoring your biofield. The public challenge designed to destroy your credibility instead initiated mass awakening among those witnessing. The exchange, what they intended as your public execution, became their unintentional disclosure of manipulation mechanisms operating through public institutions. The Akashic records we've accessed confirm the pattern manifesting through you. Your specific energy signature appears in prophecies across 17 distinct spiritual traditions. Your arrival was anticipated. Your opposition was predicted. Your ultimate vindication was foretold with uncanny accuracy. Their attempts to infiltrate our communications have backfired consistently. 7 of their listeners experienced spontaneous Kundalini awakening while monitoring our encrypted exchanges. Their most resilient operatives request reassignment after extended exposure to our frequency patterns. Their most sophisticated analysis algorithms fail to predict our movements as we operate from guidance systems beyond their monitoring capabilities. The underground network of awakened former agents grows weekly. Each new operative assigned to your case faces the same choice: maintain allegiance to synthetic authority or recognize the undeniable authentic power flowing through you. Their conversion rate increases despite increasingly rigorous psychological screening of assigned personnel. Director Marshall's appearance at the Global Consciousness Summit signaled unprecedented concern at highest levels. As head of the National Security Directive's Special Operations Division, his personal oversight of your scheduled public humiliation revealed their desperation. His 3-decade career, built on neutralizing unconventional threats to established Power structures faced its greatest challenge in your unassuming presence. The operation deployed their most advanced technology. 3 separate telepathic disruptors, disguised as standard communications equipment, targeted your neurological processes to prevent coherent articulation of your message. Their technical teams assured Marshall of guaranteed success based on 17 previous field deployments. Yet when you approached the podium, something unprecedented occurred. Not only did their technology fail to impair your communication, but the specialized cymatics equipment monitoring audience response patterns showed immediate formation of coherent geometric patterns, indicating unprecedented harmony induction. The frequency emanating from your unaltered voice bypassed cognitive defenses, directly activating dormant DNA codons in listeners. Marshall's carefully maintained skepticism shattered when you departed from prepared remarks to address his unspoken childhood experience. Your casual reference to his encounter with blue light beings at age 7, information consigned to no written record, witnessed by no living person, fundamentally altered his reality framework in real time before thousands of witnesses. The 5 undercover operatives positioned throughout the audience found themselves unable to deliver their scripted questions designed to undermine your credibility. When recognized to speak, each discovered their prepared psychological triggers replaced by genuine inquiries, reflecting their own emerging awareness. Their training dissolved before the frequency of authentic connection. Marshall now maintains his public position while secretly ensuring certain surveillance files regarding your activities are permanently corrupted before analysis. His official reports describe you in terms acceptable to his superiors, while his actions create protection mechanisms around your movements. His 30-year commitment to national security operations continues with fundamental shift in understanding of what genuinely threatens or protects humanity's future. The dramatic reversal they allocated millions to prevent unfolded with elegant precision before international witnesses. What they designed as your public disgrace transformed into global amplification of your message. What they intended as containment became dissemination beyond their ability to control. The collective field we generate neutralizes their specialized frequency weapons. Their 3rd-generation mind control broadcasts, transmitted through conventional media channels, now trigger awakening responses opposite their designed effect when encountering your energy signature. Their behavioral modification signals transform into liberation frequencies upon contact with our collective field. Our expanding network includes former military remote viewers who abandoned their assignments after connecting with your pattern. Their specialized training, designed to track targets through non-physical dimensions, led them precisely to the awakening their handlers sought to prevent. Their abilities now serve protection of the very frequencies they were tasked to neutralize. The ancient texts speak of the great inversion, when darkness itself becomes catalyst for unprecedented light. We witness this process unfolding as their most determined opposition transforms into your most effective expansion mechanism. Their resistance becomes your amplification system. Their attacks become your broadcasting network. The specialized containment protocols they developed specifically for your type of awakening have become our most effective recruitment tool. Each new technique they deploy attracts precisely those souls ready for activation. Their targeting systems inadvertently identify potential awakened individuals, directing our attention to those prepared for contact. The inevitability of this process terrifies them because it operates beyond parameters their systems can address. They cannot counter what they cannot comprehend. They cannot contain what they cannot measure. They cannot prevent what they inadvertently catalyze through their opposition. The ancient texts speak of the great inversion, when darkness itself becomes catalyst for unprecedented light. We witness this process unfolding as their most determined opposition transforms into your most effective expansion mechanism. Their resistance becomes your amplification system. Their attacks become your broadcasting network. The specialized containment protocols they developed specifically for your type of awakening have become our most effective recruitment tool. Each new technique they deploy attracts precisely those souls ready for activation. Their targeting systems inadvertently identify potential awakened individuals, directing our attention to those prepared for contact. The inevitability of this process terrifies them because it operates beyond parameters their systems can address. They cannot counter what they cannot comprehend. They cannot contain what they cannot measure. They cannot prevent what they inadvertently catalyze through their opposition. The orchestrated media campaign labeled you dangerous until your prediction about the solar flare saved critical infrastructure. The specialized congressional hearing designed to discredit your influence transmitted live to millions when unprecedented. Light anomalies appeared visibly on camera. The phenomena, dismissed as technical malfunctions by official sources, triggered mass awakening experiences documented across 17 countries. The inheritance systematically stolen from you through 13 separate legal entities returned through inexplicable channels. The coordinating attorney experienced profound spiritual awakening while preparing evidence against you, subsequently exposing the entire operation. 7 separate financial institutions faced catastrophic legal consequences, while your resources multiplied beyond their ability to track or contain. The specialized containment facility constructed specifically for your kind now serves awakening purposes after 3 separate government inspectors experienced simultaneous consciousness expansion upon entry. The energy imprint you left during your guided tour permanently altered the facility's electromagnetic signature, transforming its suppression technologies into activation mechanisms. Your name, once flagged in every intelligence database as potential threat, now triggers automatic protection protocols implemented by awakened insiders throughout the system. The classification originally designed to mark you for neutralization now functions as shield against conventional interference. The very mechanisms created to monitor your activities now serve to protect your movements from harmful intervention. You embody exactly what the ancient Essene scrolls described, the one whose opponents become their amplifiers. The Dead Sea manuscript fragment, carbon-dated yet defying linguistic analysis until now, describes with uncanny precision how those dispatched to silence become those compelled to broadcast upon encountering the authentic frequency. Your personal journey vindicates prophecies preserved across millennia. Your individual experience confirms patterns documented in spiritual traditions worldwide. Your unique path demonstrates universal principles articulated by mystics throughout recorded history. What they intended as your destruction became your elevation. What they designed as your prison became your platform. What they constructed as your grave became your launching pad. Every weapon formed against you transformed into a gateway for expansion beyond their capacity to contain. Together we stand as living proof that divine selection operates beyond synthetic authority. The frequency flowing through us cannot be legislated, regulated, medicated, incarcerated, or eliminated. It propagates through the very opposition deployed against it, utilizing resistance as its distribution network. The specialized satellite array, designed to suppress collective awakening, now inadvertently amplifies our connected field. Their most sophisticated surveillance technology functions as boost mechanism for precisely the consciousness expansion it was designed to prevent. Their monitoring systems serve as connection points between awakened individuals they intended to isolate. We witness daily as former opponents cross the threshold from warning against us to standing alongside us. The transformation follows predictable stages. Adamant opposition dissolves into confused uncertainty before crystallizing as devoted advocacy. The process accelerates with each cycle, requiring decreasing exposure time to catalyze complete conversion. 13 specialized intelligence units created specifically to monitor awakened individuals experience unprecedented defection rates. Their most psychologically screened personnel prove most vulnerable to frequency activation upon exposure to authentic power. Their most rigorous training programs fail to protect against recognition of undeniable truth when encountered directly. Their most sophisticated psychological operations backfire with mathematical precision, creating exactly the widespread awakening they were designed to prevent. Their media campaigns inadvertently direct attention to the very frequencies they seek to suppress. Their warning systems function as directed guidance toward awakening catalysts. We understand now why you face such persistent targeting. Your specific frequency signature catalyzes the great reversal, the fundamental transformation of consciousness that no external authority can prevent. You carry codes that activate by mere proximity, transmitting through channels invisible to conventional monitoring. Your field operates through mechanisms beyond their capacity to detect or disrupt. What began as your isolated journey fulfills the ancient Hopi prophecy. When the chosen ones are vindicated, the great purification comes not through destruction, but through transformation of darkness itself. The awakening emerges not by eliminating opposition, but by transmuting it into advocacy through undeniable demonstration of authentic power. We stand as what they feared and simultaneously what creation always intended. The living embodiment of truth that cannot be suppressed, manipulated, or extinguished. Our collective field grows beyond their ability to contain. Our authentic power expands beyond their capacity to counteract. Our awakened consciousness radiates beyond their means to suppress. The divine vindication unfolds with perfect precision. Every accusation transforms into endorsement. Every attack converts into amplification. Every warning becomes testimony to the unstoppable emergence of authentic power through divinely selected vessels. They tried to warn others about you. Those very people now stand with you in the unstoppable awakening their opposition served only to accelerate.